Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone, depending upon where you are. I'm your host, Stan the Man Martin. Thank you for joining us today, on Reach Talk. We're very excited, as always, about our show and about our conversation. For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, Reach stands for Racial and Ethnic Approaches Towards Community Health. I have the esteemed pleasure of working with Ebony White, who's doing some phenomenal work here in the city of Buffalo, as well as with other partners who you're going to meet later on, in our show today. So we're very excited about our conversation and just in general about the work overall. I want to give a shout out to our producer, Angelina, who's behind the scenes making a lot of things happen. So we appreciate her, and also our other co-host, Samantha, Nephew, might be joining us later on, but we want to do a shout out, to our team who makes everything happen. For those of you who might not be familiar with REACH, as I mentioned, it stands for Racial and Ethnic Approaches Towards Community Health. And in the city of Buffalo, in particular, when it comes to spatial segregation and looking at how that plays out across racial and economic lines, so to speak, that can lead to tremendous disparities in terms of health outcomes and inequities. One of the things that REACH, what we really try to do is to be that bridge between those key community stakeholders, those residents who are involved in the fight, who have skin in the game, who cannot be seen as a part of the problem, but as a part of the solution. So we're very happy about our guest today and also about this conversation. So I'm going to turn it over to Ebony White, pass the baton over to her, and she can take us across the finish line to this next stage. Go ahead, Ebony.
Well, again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time that you have opted to be with us. We thank you for joining us here on Reach Talk. As always, we're always excited to bring to you all of the programs, initiatives happening right here in our very own city of Buffalo. But I don't want to waste any more time, and I just really want to get right into it. So we always bring you fresh information about partners and opportunities for you to possibly collaborate. So without further ado, I want to give the opportunity to introduce to you all Douglas Huron. How are you, Douglas?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So you know what? This is your time. So Douglas, share with our viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself and something people may not know, a favorite thing, a favorite hobby. It's your time.
All right. Well, my name is Douglas Heron. I represent Highmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield as a community relations representative. Um, Basically, what that means to you is we represent the government program side of the house dealing with Medicaid, managed care, and Child Health Plus. I've been with Blue Cross and Blue Shield about 6 years or so. So I've been with them some time. I've also been in the health insurance industry in other phases over 15 years as a broker, and also as a facilitated enroller with other companies as well. And then I was with Blue Cross and Blue Shield as a marketing rep way back in the day when Blue Cross and Blue Shield was at Canisius College. So I've got the full spectrum in terms of health insurance. I can talk to people on many different levels when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to wellness, when it comes to just basically understanding healthcare, because it's become quite difficult, so to speak, in this day and age, and trying to understand what you have, what coverage does what. And even from an employer standpoint, they need to understand and be more educated as well in terms of healthcare. So I can speak to that as well. Something that I guess is a fun fact that you may not know about me. I recently retired probably about 2 years or so ago from running my own AAU program. That program was a girls program that helped young girls get college basketball scholarships through basketball. We traveled across the country: Carolina, Tennessee, Washington, South Carolina, North Carolina, and I probably had a hand in putting over, I'd say, 15 to 20 girls in college from Division I, Division II, and also Division III. But unfortunately, with that, and then also high school, and then all the other things that it took to really run in this program, I didn't have the help that I needed to keep it going. If I did, I probably would have stayed in it. But once my daughter got to college, and it just got a little bit overwhelming for me, and then all the other stuff that goes with dealing with athletics and parents and all that things, I just decided to kind of hang my hat and let somebody else in the community take it over.
Now listen, Douglas just said a mouthful. Now I heard you say that you retired from it, but you kind of hung your hat up, but you have the essential tools for someone to pick it up and possibly put that hat back on with the proper support. So anyone out there that is an interest, that is a passion for you, I need you to get in contact with Douglas here, and so he can pick that hat back up and keep on trucking, because that's important. So can you just tell everyone, what is AAU? What does that stand for?
It's American Athletic Union.
Awesome.
Okay, and that platform allows men and women to be able to be seen by college coaches in the off season, during non-high school season, and there are AAU sanctioned events where colleges come out and they watch our young ladies play basketball. So that's the AAU part of it, and it's very big to go to those sanctioned events. I've had the privilege of Dawn Staley sitting at some of our games. The former coach of UB, Felicia Jack, which is now she's at Syracuse, she sat in on some of our games, recruiting some of our girls. So you name it, so far as coaches, I've actually had the privilege of seeing them watch our girls. So it's pretty huge.
That's awesome.
What we did, yeah.
So I want to kind of jump. You touched a little bit on why your role is critical. Share with us. So you kind of gave us the full circle historically, the spaces that you worked in with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So are you in the private sector of the insurance, or are you in the Medicaid product holder sector? And why you having so much knowledge is critical to performing this role well?
Well, first of all, we're a for-profit, okay, organization, but our plan many times works with organizations who are non-for-profit. So the importance of that is we have to really delve into communities, that serve our folks, and those are going to be community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, churches, schools, places where we can let people know the products that we have, the services that we have. And then for me, because I've lived in that sector, because I've dealt with parents, because I've dealt with kids, it's just very comfortable and natural for me. I feel very comfortable in going, to different locations where some people may be intimidated. That's home for me, and it really creates a great relationship and a rapport with our program. It makes people feel comfortable when they deal with Blue Cross and Blue Shield and our Medicaid and government programs.
That's great. So just give some of our viewers, I'm going to give you the opportunity to kind of put in the chat so we can put on the bottom how they can contact Blue Cross Blue Shield if they don't have insurance coverage, to be in contact with a navigator or what have you, to gain insurance, because that's important. What are some of the services provided under that insurance coverage?
Well, the services are Medicaid managed care, okay, and then there's Child Health Plus, and then there's the Essential Plan, okay. So no longer do you have to go downtown to the Department of Social Services to apply for Medicaid managed care healthcare. Normally, you would have to do that. You would have to go downtown, and some people still do, and that's fine. But there's a lot of red tape in terms of the process and some terms of some of the paperwork that you have to produce. What makes this platform so much easier for folks is that we have 9 facilitated enrollers. And with those 9 facilitated enrollers, they are licensed by the New York State Health. Okay. So they know what they're doing, they're licensed, and they have some accountability on their end that they have to uphold too. Okay, so when they enroll you, it's over the phone. It used to be in person, but COVID has really kind of niched that for right now. We look like we're coming back to that, but for right now, a lot of our enrollment is over the phone. Okay, and so we can get to you that way. Its process could take anywhere from 15 minutes to maybe 30 minutes, but it's very quick and you get your determination on what you qualify for instantaneously. So when you say what programs do you offer, it's all based on household size, income. Okay, household size and income. So you may be a family of one, you may be a family of two, and as your family size increases, depending on how many people work in your household, your income increases. But if you're a mom with 3 kids, then your chances of qualifying for something free really increases because, again, there's a threshold and you might be under that threshold because as the people increase in your household, the income increases. And if you're the only person that's having some income, then, your chances are really high in terms of getting some free health care. But everything is based on your income.
That's awesome. Everyone, contact. You should have insurance, right?
Yes.
It's a must. So I kind of want to segue us to our collaboration. Mm-hmm. So although we're here on Reach Talk and Stan shared with our viewers what Reach is all about and what we do on the ground, you want to share our combination, how we've opted to work together as it pertains to COVID-19. And what are some things that you all have done as it pertains to COVID-19?
Well, I'll first of all talk about Reach and Blue Cross and Blue Shield's collaboration, why it's made sense for us. Your organization and what you do so far as COVID vaccinations and making sure that people are vaccinated, making sure people have the proper education when it comes to getting vaccinated is very important because there's still members of ours that are not vaccinated. Okay. And so for us, collaborating with different programs like yours helps us meet our HEDIS measures in terms of making sure that what is required for us to provide for our clients is being provided. And so one of these is, COVIDs, vaccinations, boosters. This is all makes it easier for us when we provide or collaborate with an organization like yours. You guys can cover that piece for us while we can sometimes, cover the other end of it, which is the health and the wellness and making sure people have health insurance. So that's really what makes it so good for us. So far as some of the things that we've done, we recently have collaborated with you on a beautiful event that we have. We call it the Barbershop Initiative Series, where myself and your program, yourself, we're out in front of Sean's House of Grooming Lounge, where we actually were getting people vaccinated from, our program so far as insurance is concerned, and also providing free haircuts on that day as well. So, and that actually happens every first Friday of each month until September 2nd. So those are some of the things that we've done. And we've done a multitude of things in terms of turkey giveaways where we've had vaccines there as well. Everything really now that we do has some touch of vaccination to it, where we'll invite Erie County Department of Health mobile unit to come out and get people vaccinated.
I'm going to give Stan the opportunity to jump in this conversation. Stan the man, wheels always turning. So Stan, take it away.
Thank you, Ebony. Yeah, my wheels was turning here, Doug, as you were just speaking. And, just from your perception, just one of the things that, whether it's locally or nationally, can you talk to our audience a little bit about, what you're seeing on the ground in regards to COVID, in terms of, is it over, or, just, things of that nature, like the thoughts and attitudes from whether it's your participants or your enrollees, or just your community. What's some of the things you're seeing on the ground just from your observation?
Well, that's a great question. And the reason why that's a great question is because, we're ground zero. Okay. And so we were here before COVID. Okay. And we're in it. We were in it during COVID. Okay. We found ways to operate and maneuver, staying, within the guidelines that were required of us during COVID. And so one of those things, we table at grocery stores, protected within 6 feet. Okay. And we offer grocery bags, giveaways, gift cards. And so we've seen an attitude change and shift in the terms of the way people interact with you. COVID has made a lot of our folks, even to this day, even though COVID has calmed down some, a lot more standoffish, a lot more unapproachable. And it's understandable because COVID has kind of made us sick and almost shut in, so to speak, in terms of our thinking and in terms of the way we process things. And so people are starting to loosen up, but still there's a sense of, okay, wait a minute, why do you want to talk with me? Or why is this happening? Why are you offering these items for free? There's just some hesitation and a lot more questions to why certain things are happening. And I believe that COVID has really made us think that way, because at one point we weren't allowed to actually come out of the house for a certain time period during COVID. And that can have an effect on you. And it still has not fully wore off yet. I see it every day. I see it dealing in different communities. It still has this residue out there. And I think we're always going to be dealing with some portion of it, because COVID is turning into something, or will turn into something like almost a common flu, where we're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, you're talking about right now, we're using the term pandemic, and we're kind of like at this complex, quagmire, for lack of a better term, or is it an endemic? So it's certainly not going away. That's for sure. You mentioned one initiative that, it's a great honor and privilege for us to be working with you on. Is there any other activities, events that, you all have coming up, and, what's the goal of those activities?
Well, we do events throughout the year, and there's 3 community relations representatives beside myself that work with government programs. Anna Mahotek is another community relations rep. She's been with our organization a little bit longer than me, and then there's a new CR, Benjamin Russo, who's new to the team. And we put on events throughout the year for the community at large. I'll mention mine first, but I definitely I want to plug some of theirs. The 2 that we have is with you guys. It's with the barbershop initiative, where we're going to be providing free haircuts the first Friday of each month at Sean's House of Masters, which is located on Main Street. It's a very beautiful shop, and it's located right in the prime area of downtown, or as you get into downtown Buffalo. It's very comfortable for our clients. We'll have our tent set up, and we've asked Erie County Department of Health to come out and provide vaccinations as much as they can. In July, he has a second shop that he's going to allow us. We're in talks right now to be at his second shop on Delavan in the east side, 14208 zip code, where we can actually reach that community as well. And I think that's very important. After talking with Ebony, which she brought up the point of, hey, we're focusing on 14202, but we want to see if we can get a little bit deeper into other zip codes that really need us. And I think 14208 is a really good zip code that need us. It's right in the heart of the city, the breadth of maybe where this pandemic is going on, and also where people may not have health care. Okay, so that's a huge one. And then we'll do our programs for the police athletic league called the PAL. We're starting up some programs where we're providing free car seat giveaways for parents and mothers. We're going to be doing that. The first one is May 21st at the Resource Center, 347 East Ferry Street, where we're going to be doing that. And we also give away free bike helmets at different locations throughout the summer. The first free bike helmet event is going to be at Tops on Jefferson from 11 to 1 June 1st. Okay, so that's just 2 of many of some of the things that I have going on, but I want to share this opportunity with my colleagues. The next event that we have going on is being handled by Anna Mahotek, and this one here is managing your diabetes, nutrition tips and resources that are going to be available to you. And this is also May 21st, which is Saturday, from 12:30 to 2:30 And this is going to be taking place at the Delavan Grider Community Center, 877 East Delavan Avenue, Buffalo, New York, 14215. There's going to be a light lunch that's going to be served. And you also can register to win one of 12 health kits, scale, blood pressure cuff, and also a thermometer, free glucose monitors while supplies last as well.
Man, I'm blown away. I'm like, listen. Yes, Doug. Thank you. Did y'all hear what this brother said?
Listen, that's why I tell all of our viewers to make sure they bring a pen and a notepad to take down all of these notes. But what we want to do, Douglas, is make sure we share them on our social media platforms. I will actually be with Anna on the 21st as well. And I will make due to be with you on the 21st as well if the opportunity presents itself, because Reach also supports our pregnant and breastfeeding moms or expecting moms. So we want to get those to the group that needs it, to the population that we're serving, those car seats and bike helmets and all of those things. So just after our interview and all of that, just please share those things. And we want to make sure we uplift them for a good turnout and our community gets exactly what they need. So that's good.
Yeah, Doug, just real quickly, can people get vaccinated at each of those events?
Well, I know, Stan, at most of our events, there will be some sort of vaccination, whether it's going to be, we work with TOPS as well, so that we might have some of those clinicians come out and actually do some vaccination at a table. I actually reached out to Erie County Department of Health the other day to see if they can join us in setting up a smaller unit to be at some of our initiatives. So we're hoping that that's the case. And we're going to keep you updated on that and get that information out to you. But you can kind of bet that there's going to be some type of vaccination or information at each one of those events.
Great. Thank you. All right. I'm passing it back to you, Ebony.
You shared so much, and this is great and valuable information. And this is why it's so important for us to collaborate in these spaces and creating more access. An opportunity for our community members to be vaccinated, not just for the term HEDIS measure. Those are state measures for our viewers. Those are state measures, but it's really about the people. Those measures are people. Those measures are lives. So we want them to live, right? So even though we watch our hospitalizations in the county, but we still have work to do.
Yes, sir.
So as Stan mentioned, like we're in this funny stage where people are really comfortable. And if you don't know, it's May and in Buffalo, it's like 80 degrees. That's new for us. And we've had it for like 4 days straight. So,
right.
But I want to say we know how to act. We know what to do. We know to make sure we wear a mask when we're in crowded spaces. We want to continue to encourage hand washing. We want to continue to encourage, if you're eligible for a booster, for your second booster, please go and have your booster done. And when you do so, you're doing it for your community. You're doing it for everyone around you. So we have some large summertime events that we have not had in the past 2 years, and we are excited to be out and see everyone. So that's why it's super important. And the barbershop is just a great space. So do you want to share the history of, and I kind of want to quickly talk about how cool the barbershop concept is. And, so I've kind of loved the barbershops and the salons. That's good info, but I want to make sure you have the correct info. And I'm going to bring it to you while you're getting styled up externally. I want you're getting shaped and doing, laid and dyed inside, however they put it. But we want to make sure we ain't spewing myths.
Yeah, so I think Ebony was just asking Doug if you want to say a little bit more about the barbershop.
Okay.
What that experience is like.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful because just a quick note, I actually was a barber as well. Okay. I actually cut in the House of Masters on 295 East Delavan coming up as a kid. So I know what that community is like. Okay. Your barber is almost like your doctor. Okay. He's going to be the one to push certain things, onto you or talk to you about certain things. And you go to him and say, hey, this happened and that happened. So if we can get the barbers on board in terms of health and wellness and vaccines and COVID maintenance and booster shots, I mean, who else better to have than the barber who's right in the breath of your community, and they're at every corner, so to speak, right? So that's how you reach the community, is through other resources. And the barber shop is really a male dominated shop, right? In certain instances. And we got to break down some of these walls, but it's okay. Once Ebony comes in there and kind of, shows her personality and really starts breaking down those walls, they get comfortable.
I will not be defeated by technology today. I will not be defeated. And I think it's awesome, Douglas. See, Douglas has so much to share. He told us about AAU, but also he's a barber. Listen, that's cool. And we just look forward to leveraging our spaces of power, right? And we're very solution focused. Barbershops and salons in general are places, they are our safe havens. And when I think about some of the things that happened during COVID, our safe havens kind of dissipated. Some of our barbers couldn't come back. Some of our barbershops or salons couldn't stand the test of time for these 2 years, right? And then there's some who are coming from ashes. They're coming back and they're ready and they're equipped. And I shout out to Sean Thompson for always being a trailblazer and just taking it up a notch. And he's done that over the years. So I just look forward to this work and just being at these locations and being in the community. When you see us, say hello. Just come and stop by. We're going to make sure that we get all of the info about upcoming events and things of that nature and get them all on our social media pages, because we're going to do this together. This is how we've been able to travel. We've done it together. We have not traveled alone. Stan, you can share one of your most famous quotes that he always keeps us. It puts us right back on track, and he'll close us out for our show. And I'm just excited about the things to come. And there's a cool August event, but Douglas, you'll be back before then.
Oh yeah.
So you'll share about that cool August event with the community of barbers. So take it away, Stan.
All right. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure, Doug. I appreciate the conversation. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Angelita. Thank you all for sharing your time with us as well. One of the things we like to say as one of our mantras, many hands make light work. So there you go. It takes a village to raise a child, and we're all in this together. So thank you all so much for giving and sharing every time. We'll see you on the other side. Reach Buffalo. We out.
Reach Buffalo, promoting a healthy community. Reach racial and ethnic approaches to community health locally in Buffalo to reduce racial and ethnic health disparities and rates of chronic disease. We want to make a change by reducing exposure to tobacco in housing and work areas, by increasing access to nutritious foods, by creating a breastfeeding community, by increasing referrals to primary care and community health providers, and by implementing community work groups. Reach Buffalo will concentrate on Ferry Street itself, as well as a community that resides within 4 blocks to the north and south of the corridor in 5 zip code areas: 14208, 14209, 14211, 14213, and 14215 in Buffalo, New York, with disparities in rates of chronic disease. Get involved. Ferry area residents will have an opportunity to have a platform to voice their opinions, organize, and make decisions in these efforts. For more information, you can contact Ebony M. White, Community Outreach Coordinator, at 716-268-2954.